Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're focusing on just one source. It's a research paper called LightRAG, Simple and Fast Retrieval-Augmented Generation. Our mission. Let's unpack this thing and figure out how it's trying to make AI models, well, smarter and faster at grabbing external knowledge to answer your questions.
That's right. We're talking retrieval-augmented generation, arXiv. It's super important for keeping these big language models from just, making stuff up or being out of date. ARG connects them to real information. But yeah, this paper points out a real headache. Current RAGs often stumble on complex questions, like questions where you need to link different bits of info together. They tend to pull back separate facts, fragmented answers.
Fragmented, okay.
Yeah, think about asking, I don't know, how new EV policies affect global shipping routes. A typical R might give you policy details and
Yeah.
shipping facts, but not really connect the dots effectively.
Right, it misses the how A impacts B part.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay, so how does this LightRAG approach tackle that? What's the core idea?
Okay, this is where it gets pretty cool, actually. So instead of just breaking text into simple chunks and searching through those embeddings, which is, a common way, LightRAG does something different first. It actually uses LLMs to build a knowledge graph from the text.
A knowledge graph. You mean like a network, a map of the information?
Exactly, like a mind map almost. It doesn't just list facts. It identifies the key things, people, places, ideas, and crucially, the relationships between them. So the graph knows person X founded company Y or concept A is related to concept B. It's all connected.
Wow, okay. Turning the raw text into a structured network. That's a really different angle.
Hmm.
What are the big upsides to doing that kind of heavy lifting up front?
Well, the paper highlights two main things. First, you get a much more comprehensive understanding because you're not just looking locally in a text chunk, right? You can navigate this graph, see the connections across the whole data set. You can follow these relationship paths.
Ah, so you might find connections that were like pages apart in the original text.
Precisely. And second, it makes the actual retrieval step more efficient. Searching a structured map can be faster than sifting through, millions of text embeddings. Plus, and this is important, the paper mentions it can update the graph incrementally. New info comes in. You just add to the graph. You don't rebuild the whole thing from scratch. Much faster.
Incremental updates.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds huge for real-world applications where data changes all the time.
Yeah.
But okay, how does it actually find the right nodes or paths in this graph when I ask something? The paper mentioned a dual-level retrieval paradigm. What's that about?
Good question. See, people ask different sorts of things, right? Sometimes it's super specific. Who wrote book X? Other times it's broad, more abstract. What's the impact of trend Y on industry Z? LightRAG tries to handle both. It uses what they call low-level retrieval for the specific stuff, finding precise facts about entities, direct links, like finding a specific address on your map. And then it uses high-level retrieval to grasp the bigger picture, the broader themes, looking at clusters of information, paths between concepts, like understanding a whole neighborhood layout on the map.
Got it. So finding the specific street and understanding the whole district makes sense. And the paper showed this actually worked. Did they see genuinely better answers?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The experiments, they showed LightRAG consistently doing better than existing RAG systems, and it really shone on the bigger, more complex data sets they tested, like one from the legal domain. You can imagine lots of interconnected laws, cases.
Found lots of relationships there.
Exactly. And they measured things like comprehensiveness. Did it get all the relevant points? Diversity? Did it offer different angles? And empowerment, basically. Was the answer actually useful for you? Did it help you understand better? LightRAG showed significant gains there. The case studies really showed answers that were just, richer and more connected than what you get from just searching text chunks.
Richer and more connected. That seems like the goal, doesn't it? So, pulling back a bit, what does this LightRAG approach suggest for, anyone wanting better, more reliable info from AI?
I think it strongly suggests that moving beyond just retrieving text snippets is key. Actually understanding the structure, the relationships within the information, like LightRAG does with its graph, that seems to be the path to much smarter, more context-aware AI. And the efficiency wins, especially with those incremental updates, make it feel much more practical for real-world deployment, where data isn't static.
So, yeah, transforming text into this knowledge graph using that smart dual-level search. LightRAG looks like a really promising step forward for R.
Definitely. What's really fascinating is this potential for AI to shift from just, processing sequences of words to truly grasping the underlying web of connections between ideas, seeing the bigger picture.
A lot to think about there.
Yeah.
So here's something to chew on. Could this idea, representing knowledge explicitly as graphs, become the standard way we build AI that needs to genuinely reason and synthesize insights from these huge interconnected datasets we have now, some all over?